Welcome to Coach on the Couch. Jason Zaleski here visiting with Gulf Shores Dolphins head basketball coach Jimbo Tolbert. Coach, before we get started, just remind us how many years you've been coaching basketball and what keeps you coming back every year?
Yeah, this is my 22nd year of coaching. I would say probably 19 in the high school ranks, had a couple of years in the college ranks. But, I'll tell you what keeps me coming back, honestly, it's the kids. To build those relationships year in and year out and to see what kind of citizens that they grow to be in a positive role on their communities and things that they do. That's what keeps you coming back and coaching friends from, mentors, it's if just one of them, if you can reach just one of them, you've served your purpose. And fortunately, I've been able to serve quite more than one, but it's the kids that really keep you coming back.
The high school experience was so short-lived. You and I know that now. They don't know it now. How do you work with these kids to kind of capture this short time span that they have?
Yeah, it's crazy because in South Alabama, football just completely dominates, and in the fall, and honestly, when the spring rolls around, baseball is just huge. And I'm not sure it's huge down here. I think it's huge across the country. So we fit basketball in between those two sports, and we share quite a lot of athletes with both of those sports. And it's just it's something that I grew up on. It's something I fell in love with, and the game of basketball, and so it's just what we do, and we're kind of an anomaly down here in South Alabama, but I love it, and the kids that I get to work with love it too, and so it's a pretty good little marriage there.
Into year number 2 at Gulf Shores, just tell us about that change and how things have been going through a year and a half.
Yeah, it's been a great change, to be honest with you. Took over a team a year ago that won 6 games, and last year, going into my first year, just I see that over the course of the entire program, what one thing I think that they've lacked is just stability. I don't think a head coach has been at Gulf Shores for longer than 4 years on the boys' side. And so, it's a great opportunity to come in. Life is always good at the beach, of course. And but we won 15 games a year ago and laid a huge foundation as to where we want this program to go. And we're well on that track for this year as well.
Let's talk about this season then, 10-7 as we hit the new year. Happy New Year, everybody, by the way. Tell us about goals to start the season and how those have measured up through the first half.
Well, yeah, obviously everybody's goals are, to have a successful season and to make the playoffs. I think boys basketball over the last few years have been one of the only programs on campus to not make a playoff run. So that's something that we've set our goals that we want to get to the playoffs and then just kind of see what happens after that. So times were a little rough. We started out as a 5A school a year ago. We transitioned to a 6A school, and things just got a little bit harder, but a task that we're all very aware of and ready to attack. And like I said, we're kind of on that way to reaching those goals.
You've got one senior on this year's team, Trey Rudder, a major contributor. What else do you expect of Trey or just in a senior in general during the season?
Yeah, Trey's been really good. The injury bug kind of bit him with an ankle during the Blunt game, and took him, and it was a good roll. Some of us coaches like to see ankle rolls and think, okay, the kid will be back in a day or two, and but then when you saw the discoloration, it was a really good ankle roll. So he missed about 2 weeks, but the Christmas break has been really good for him to get some soreness and some inflammation out. And he played the last 3 games, and the second game over Christmas had 27 points, was a huge factor in that game. And but just he's been there, that leadership, understanding what the coaches want, understanding what the team needs, has done a really good job stepping up. and trying to get the guys to stay in line and hold them accountable for where we're trying to go as a program.
And then you got three averaging double digits in scoring, juniors Levi Howard and Sam Vincent, and then sophomore Eli Malone. Just tell us about those three and how they make your ship go.
Yeah, they really do. And I'll start with Sam. Sam's kind of our 6'4" post player, just an absolute animal on both ends of the floor. Does a great job. I think probably has the quickest second jump that I've ever seen and been able to coach. He's actually averaging a double-double, 18 points, 12 rebounds, had several games where he scored 20 points and had upwards between 18 and 22 rebounds. So, we kind of go as he goes, from an offensive standpoint. He demands such attention down low and what he's able to do that it really opens up guys like you mentioned, Levi Howard, Trey Rudder, and Elijah Malone from the outside. And Elijah's been really good as a sophomore point guard, understanding where the ball needs to go at certain times. And, as a young point guard, I'd like to see him be a little bit better with our turnovers and stuff like that, but still very young and learning, but doing a great job. Levi just provides some stability from the outside. Very smart individual, understands the scheme both offensively and defensively.
You answered here a little bit, but I'll give you a shot at a different angle at it. When things have went well, 10 wins on the season, what is it about your basketball team that is the good when things are good?
Yeah, we have a formula. We talk about it before every game. It's win the rebounding war. It's limit our turnovers. In other words, win the turnover battle, and then be efficient in offensive execution. And when we're able to do those three things, we've been fortunate enough to win 10 games. But those 7 times that we've been unfortunate, it's one or two of those things have just really come up and bit us in the rear end as far as giving up second chance opportunities or just not valuing the basketball. So if we can do those things and do them well, things work for us. And when we don't do them well, you see the latter.
Just won 3 games just after the Christmas break. Now, McGill-Tulane coming into town. Give us your kind of 30-second scouting report on the McT Yellow Jackets.
Coach Murphy does a tremendous job. We've been competitors since I moved to the Mobile area back in 2010. It's always a weird game, probably some information that you don't know. My wife actually is the director of enrollment at McGill-Tulane. My son is a senior. So it's always one of those kind of when the week rolls around, we kind of separate and go our separate ways. And but no, Coach Murphy and his staff does a tremendous job. My son actually grew up with most of those seniors. I actually coached a lot of them as 4th and 5th graders. So very familiar with them, and they're familiar with me. And so it's always fun to compete against them. But obviously, me being on the other end, I want to come out on the right side of it.
The Tolbert house, a divided house on
That's
Tuesday
right.
night. Yeah. Lastly, coach, as we get ready for this game, end of the first quarter, team come in for the huddle at the quarter break. Regardless of what the score says on the scoreboard, how will the folks in the tank know that things are going according to Coach Tolbert's plan tonight?
They'll understand when we come out of the huddle that we've got a battle at hand. They are going to know that no matter what happens, our kids are going to fight to the bitter end. Maybe that they're going to understand that no matter what happens, our guys are going to be in it, or we're going to be ready to withstand whatever's thrown at us, and we're just going to play hard and hope for the best.
Gulf Shores Dolphins head basketball coach Jimbo Tolbert. We're really looking forward to it. Best of luck on Tuesday night.
Thank you so much. Happy New Year.